G'day and welcome back. Greg to the Ancient Miniature Man here, and this is the Boii Gauls from Battlecat Miniatures, 28mm 3D resin figures, and they're printed by Oz Wargaming. There's these guys and a couple others I'm going to show you in a minute. If you saw the unboxing that preceded this one a month or so ago, you will know that they're quite distinctive in that they have the linothorax, which is unusual for Gauls sort of to be depicted in by most other companies, which is what attracted me to them. And they're good figures, they're nice figures, I did enjoy them. They have, like every other resin figure, a bit of brittleness to them, and I managed to snap a few of the ankles and snap an arm off and snap the old head off and stuff just in preparing them, but I used that to my advantage so that I could actually modify them a little bit, because they all have this exact same style of shield. So that guy, you see I gave a round shield, and they all had spears, or this guy's already thrown his spear, so I took the opportunity to give that guy a sword just to mix it up a little bit. Also, their heads all come separately, which is good, so, and you get a few extra heads, so you can go with the helmeted ones or the bareheaded ones. Where's one of their bareheaded ones? Not sure actually, but I wasn't a great fan of their helmets or their faces, so I've substituted a few others, a few Victrix heads and a few Wargames Atlantic heads in the mix. Like that's a Wargames Atlantic head there. So the scale works perfectly and enables you to have that flexibility in that way. Like this is one of their heads. They just don't really grab me. But anyway, they're nice figures, and they do have quite a range of other Gauls as well available. In terms of downsides, there's the brittleness. There's the fact that all the shields are the same. He's actually got a different shield. In fact, he's not one of their figures at all. I just needed one more to make up the numbers. But yeah, all the shields are the same, and they've got the studs in the corners and so on, so you can't really use shield transfers very easily for them. But they certainly lend themselves towards freehanding, which I've had a go at for those guys, and reasonably happy with how that turned out. The other problem with them all being 3D printed in a single piece, other than their head, is that some parts are quite hard to get into to paint. Some of their faces are relatively stuck behind the shields, hard to get in to do their eyes and get in behind them. So I would have preferred if their shields were all if their shields were all separate, and if they were required a little bit more assembly so you could get in to do those bits more easily. But anyway, they're minor points, and you either love or don't the 3D printed ones for the reduced assembly required. I made a druid to go with these Boii Gauls. He was from, he's actually a metal figure, and I got him from Vendel, Thistle and Rose a while back. And then this is the command set. So that's Boiorix, king of the Boii. He's a Victrix guy who I've painted up in this colour scheme. And then his two guards are from this set, although again I've modified them a bit with that plume is from Victrix and that helmet is from Victrix. So lovely figures, and I do like the colour scheme, a bit more yellows, and the fact that they've all got the linothorax is quite cool. As usual, I will put up a few still photos, although before I do that I'm going to show you one other chariot that I've made for these guys, who is from, I've had that for ages, it's a metal one that's actually from, I think, Wargames, I think it's a Warlord Games one actually, but I've had it sitting around in my collection for probably 10 years unpainted, so I finally finished it off to go with these guys. And also a lot of fun, very dynamic, interesting, with this guy leaning back, being held up by the driver. Horse are nice, slightly smaller than the standard sort of Victrix ones, but you get that often with the a lot of the metal figures. But there you go, yeah, just an added extra. So I'm going to get some more Battlecat ones. I've actually ordered some again from Oz Wargaming, who, by the way, have a 50% off deal at the moment. That is January 2026. I'll put the link to them if you're interested in getting that. That's on all their figures. They've got lots of fantasy ones and Japanese historical ones, World War II historical ones, all the Battlecat, and also the German ones by the new ones by 3D Breed. So they've got a good range, 50% off at the moment. So yeah, check them out. And if you're in Australia, free postage as well, which is a big fat bonus. All right, let me know what you think, and I look forward to catching up for the next video. See you then.